Dakaichi, short for
抱かれたい男一、胃に脅されています。
or widely known as I'm Being Harassed by the Sexiest Man of the Year, is a BL first released in 2013 by
はしご桜火、
spanning over 9 volumes and getting an anime adaptation in 2018. It's an understatement to say this isn't a popular BL. It was actually the first thing that introduced me to BL, and man, what an interesting one I picked for my first one. It follows two popular actors, veteran Takuro Saijo, 20 years of experience, and newbie Junta Azumaya, 3 years experience. We follow their lives as Takuro slowly realizes how he actually feels about Junta. I don't want to spoil too much of the story in this intro, but the start is definitely something. I will say I've always preferred queer ships over straight ones, and specifically two men together, but in October of last year, I finally caved and started to read more/watch more BLs other than Dakaichi and Given. Honestly, some of the most interesting stories I've read, such as Cherry Magic and Sasuke to Miyano. I haven't had the time to look into any more at the moment, but I for sure have a ton on my list. I've also watched Banana Fish per my friend's recommendation, and she did not tell me how depressing it was going to be. Also, before we get started, I have a little surprise for you guys. Ta-da! Because it's been almost a year since I made my sprites, I decided it was time for a revamp. Plus, I added a little more character to my Sona instead of the boring black outfit. I wanted to try a cool gimmick with the shirt, but I realized I don't have enough motivation to figure out how to do that without manually changing the sprites. So instead, I think this text suits me best. I also tried getting a wide array of emotions, so I'm not constantly feeding the same 3 sprites. Anyway, no more wasting time, let's get started. Like I mentioned before, this story follows Takuro Saijo, an acting veteran who is very dedicated to his work, and Junta Azumaya, who has stolen the hearts of many women in Japan. Takuro has been Sexiest Man of the Year for 5 years straight, and had no doubts he would get it for the 6th. He's shocked to find out that rookie Junta Azumaya has taken his rightful place and has been demoted to 2nd place. The cherry on top is that his next acting role is with this said newbie, and as a supporting role no less. He's totally fine with being a support, but with Junta of all people, the guy that stole his throne, the guy that pisses him off to no end because he's wasting his talent, the one who asked him to go out drinking, not wanting to be rude and low-key peer pressured, he agrees to go drinking with him. We then cut to Takuro waking up in a room he's unfamiliar with. As soon as he sits up, he sees Junta watching over him. Rightfully, he starts questioning where he is, and more importantly, why is he naked? Junta explains that he got super drunk and puked all over his clothes and then passed out. He even has proof on his phone. That's right, he's been recording this whole time. Immediately clocking the blackmail, Takuro demands what Junta wants from him. Money? Fame? Power? No, not at all. Junta wants nothing more than to have sex with him. Yeah, you heard me correctly. Junta immediately pins Takuro down on the bed, explaining how he's been dreaming about this day, and then forcefully kisses him. Takuro pushes him off and runs to the bathroom to hide, but Junta is too fast. He slams the door open and pins him to the wall, kissing him again and then going lower to his neck to bite him. Not wanting a mark, Takuro tells him not to, and walks out the bathroom, slamming the door and putting every piece of furniture he could find against the door. Now, this is only halfway through the episode. All this in like 12 minutes. I want to take this time to mention the manga since I will be briefly talking about it later on. The manga is way more explicit compared to the anime, like genuine NSFW. I was expecting it to be freaky since the anime is, but good lord, I was not prepared. I'll try my best to show what I can, but I really don't want to show all of that. This is where the SATW comes in, because it was already bad with the non-consensual kissing, but the manga is genuinely so much worse. Junta still kisses without consent, but instead of Takuro trapping him in the bathroom, Junta decides to him instead. And there's really no light way of saying this. Takuro even says it himself. I am no way condoning what Junta did, or outright ignoring it either. This is not okay. And honestly, there was no point in having this be part of the story either. There is a much better way for there to be conflict in this without it getting weird. Junta throughout the entire story shows just how obsessed he is with Takaro, and instead of having him violate Takaro like this, Junta could instead slowly get him to fall in love with him. It would be a much better story if the stalker was able to get with their victim. Not that that's any better, but it's at least less violent outcome. Obviously, this version of Junta wouldn't be so forceful and really just spends every second he can with Takaro, which is what happens in the story. During the shooting of Midday Star, the movie they're filming together, Junta is glued to Takaro and spends every waking second offset with him. They genuinely have such an interesting dynamic, and over time you can see how Takaro pushes away his tsundere personality so he can actually show affection towards Junta. The rest of the anime honestly follows the manga pretty well. I won't be as in-depth with it since it isn't super life-changing. Back on set, Takaro gives Junta an earful since he low-key isn't putting his all into this acting. He's being too analytical when he should think more with his emotions. By the end of the first episode, Takaro actually consents to being hugged, as the translations say. Like I said, this is the most in-depth I'll go because if I were to summarize the entire anime and manga, we'd be here for at least an hour. We get our little side characters, Ryu, Narumiya, and Chihiro Aigeki. Ryu is a high school student that works a lot of the time with Junta and is the innocent one of the group. He has some comedic qualities only helpful because of Aegi. Now, Chihiro Aegi is definitely an interesting character. The only reason he gets a lot of his gigs is because he sleeps his way up there. Takaro and Aegi meet because they'll be playing in the same stage play together. Takaro taking the support role once again, but he doesn't mind as long as he's part of it. In actuality, he just wants to see how well Aegi can really act. As for Aegi, he wants to, of course, climb his way up, so he was going to get Takaro drunk to blackmail him easier. Again, we go down the rabbit hole of essay for no reason other than this author was freaked out and not in a good way. Nothing actually happens other than Aegi giving Takaro a hickey. He only stopped going through with it because Junta kept calling Takaro, and when Aegi first answered, Junta was livid. Basically, Junta threatens to tell everyone how he got so many gigs and tells him to never even think about touching Takaro or this will get out. Throughout the anime, there are 3 important parts, at least to me, of the story. We've covered the first 2, so the last one is the scandal with Takaro and Junta. Skipping over a lot of stuff since it's either minor events or filler, which are quite enjoyable for the most part, so you should totally watch this anime if you're interested. After the beach episode, we are introduced to a photographer who provides photos for a drama tabloid. He starts following Junta and Takaro, suspecting there's more to their relationship than they let on to the public. His hunch was right when he was stalking them at Junta's apartment, where he was able to capture a kiss between them. A couple days beforehand, he captured them doing something scandalous, where Junta caught Takaro on the stairs. Since the photographer isn't that devious, he publishes the stair photo instead of the kiss one. This is detrimental for Takaro and Junta's image, as they are set to make a sequel to Midday Star, but those plans are out the window now. In order for them to not cause any more trouble for each other with their relationship, Takaro decides to break up with Junta. Before that happens though, Junta wants to have his way with him one last time. We then cut to Takaro wanting to make a deal with the photographer to get rid of the kiss photo, and shortly after, Junta makes a deal with the same photographer. We get to see how much Takaro tries to do everything in his power to keep Junta in the business, even if that means destroying his own career. During this drama, Junta is filming a drama series with another renowned actress, Yuri Kurokawa. Junta acts super flirty with Yuri, and it honestly throws Takaro off whenever he does get the chance to see him. The entire time this whole scandal is going down, Takaro is extremely depressed, like he's never felt so lost. This is when Sasuke, his manager, invites Takaro over for dinner, mainly so Nana, his daughter, can cheer him up, but also so he can have a talk with him. There's obviously something up with him because he's not acting like his usual stubborn self. This is when we see Takuro genuinely question how he feels about Junta and how much he actually misses being around him. He would do anything to see him just one more time. The next day, as Sasuke is driving Takuro, he hears on the radio that Junta and Yuri are on a talk show. Turns out that when Junta made a deal with the photographer, he tipped him on a time he could get a scandalous photo of him and Yuri, which was then used in the drama tabloid that would have been terrible for the both of them, but since Junta and Yuri called them out on this, no one believes what the tabloid says anymore. Hearing this, Takuro tells Sasuke to take him to the studio Junta is at. Surprised, Junta asks what Takuro's doing here, and before he even answers, Takuro says that this is the one thing that he'll be selfish with, while putting a ring on Junta and then immediately pulls him away, demanding to go home. They're barely even through the door when Junta kisses Takuro, but Takuro wants an explanation and so does Junta. Takuro questions why he would do that and why he was so reckless when Junta could say the same to him. Takuro was really about to throw everything away just so Junta could have a chance, yet he's still questioning how he feels. Takuro begs him to explain his relationship with Yuri, if they ever held each other. He hated that idea. He hated Junta being with anyone but him. But no, nothing happened between him and Yuri. It was all just for show, and it hurt Junta to be apart from Takuro for this long, saying his home was just a box without him. They both can't live without the other. They feel empty without them. This is Editing Moxie here. I wanted to go on another little side tangent because I was thinking about this. There were many times in the beginning of the manga that Junta was definitely forcing himself onto Takuro and he just couldn't really do anything about it. Like, these manga panels are crazy when I was reading it, and like I said, it's just so annoying to see this in the beginning, and then you get farther into the manga and you see just how much they genuinely care about each other and how much they've grown as people, and literally just everything about them is completely different from the people that they were in the beginning. They still have the essence that they were in the beginning, where Junta is, kind of the big alpha guy, and then Takuro is just the little submissive guy, but they still have those traits, but they are more than that. They are more than that stereotype, I guess, because Takuro does do things for himself and for Junta, like to show his love. Like, there's a whole in the Blood Wedding. There's the whole flamenco arc where he literally learns to dance that because they have to do it in the play, but he shows his way of loving him through that. I know I wasn't gonna talk about the manga anymore, but it is invigorating. It literally is invigorating how good this story could have been, but we just have to ruin it with the beginning. Like, there was so much potential. This is what it feels like talking about Miraculous and Voltron from other people, right? Where they had such great stories, they had such great characters, but they do one small thing. I mean, this one isn't small, but they do one small thing, and it just completely takes you out of the story, completely ruins it. I don't know why. There's literally no point to have this in the beginning, but they had to. Apparently the author had to put it in there to have some kind of conflict when there was such a better way to have this kind of conflict without it being so destructive, you know what I mean? Like I said, there could have been like the stalker route, which is still terrible, but you know what? It's not as bad as forcefully putting yourself onto someone. Because there are forbidden romance books all the time. There's like dark romance all the time. This could be some kind of form of that, you know what I mean? But not that bad. Not that bad. Because like I've been saying, I love them so much. I've made fan art of them recently. I've made fan art in the past of them. I've made edits. I love these guys. But just why? Why did we have to do that? Like, okay, one more thing about the manga, but there's a point in that flamenco arc where they both share how much they love each other, and it's like they have genuine care and compassion for each other. They're both being vulnerable. This story is beautiful, but there's nothing I can do about the beginning. There's really nothing I can do about the beginning. And that's pretty much where the anime ends. The manga kept going after that, and I'm not sure if it will ever get a second season, although I'd really love to see it. Where do I even begin? This story so far is genuinely so interesting because I love to see the lives of these kinds of celebrities since it's not shown like this in other shows. You can tell just how different these two behave in the acting world, with Takero's drive and experience while Junta is more careless and unmotivated. Yet they work so well together since Takero is the only reason Junta finds joy in acting. He's pretty much the whole reason he kept it up after the very first time they acted together. It's so frustrating watching this series because it's honestly such a beautiful story and it gets even more fascinating in the manga, but I can't excuse the plain rape scene in the beginning. It ruins everything that this story could have been. I'm not going too in depth with the manga in this video since we'd be here longer than I'd want. Let me know if you want a part 2. But there's literally a point in the most recent volume where Junta apologizes for what he did in the beginning. Mind you, this is at least a year or two later. Why did it take him so long to apologize? Why was Takero so nonchalant about it? Why do neither of them react how they should? I feel like the only reasons this was put into the manga was either the author realized how gross that is, or enough fans talked about it for it to be addressed. I love their dynamic. I love their personalities. I love these characters. I love this story. But I can't ignore the start. Which is why I said in the beginning, I'd love to rewrite it and possibly the second essay scene with Aei. Although that one does have some plot importance and isn't as detrimental as the beginning, it'd still be nice to not have any of that in the story. It doesn't really add much, so taking it away wouldn't ruin it. All in all, if you do actually get past the beginning, the growth that these two have throughout the anime and throughout the rest of the manga is super intriguing. I didn't even get to mention the blood wedding play or the kidnapping that happens later on. So even if no one asks, I'll probably make another video talking about the manga. Anyway, thank you for sticking with me through this very interesting summary of one of my first BLs I've watched. I honestly had a lot of fun talking about this and honestly can't tell you how many times I rewatched this anime. There's just something about it that I find so interesting. Like I said previously, I wanted to talk about my own characters since I finally figured them out, and if I get this out before Rumor's video, just know you will be hearing about them soon. Thank you again, and I hope you guys enjoyed my new sprites, and I hope to actually post in the middle of the month, like I said before. I just got very sidetracked with playing video games. It's always that, and then my job. I'm unfortunately unemployed, so yeah, I do have to put that first, but I want to keep making these videos for you, so hopefully I get a head start on my next script and won't leave you guys waiting till literally the last day of the month. It was super fun making this video, so I'll see you guys in a few.